What's up, Super Squad? Great to see you back for part 2 of our vegan Disney World adventure. The sweets, bring it on. If you missed part 1 where we covered main meals, actual food, and all that good stuff, link on the screen and in the description to check it out. But now, it's time for some sugar, baby. One of the nights all the parks closed unusually early, we hopped out of there and over to one of the resorts, Port Orleans French Quarter, to grab one of our favorite Disney desserts there is, beignets. If you've never had them, they're basically powdered donuts, French style. So good, you guys. I freaking love beignets. Used to have these all the time over in downtown Disney and New Orleans Square at Disneyland before going vegan, so I'm so appreciative and so grateful that they have these veganized versions of them here at Disney World. They don't at Disneyland for some reason, which is a huge bummer. They need these. Come on, Disneyland. Now, they usually have a selection of the traditional style beignets as well as a seasonal offering. We were hoping to snag some of the pumpkin spice ones, but we had missed them by just a day. But they were serving the new seasonal offering of ginger spice ones that night, so we decided to give those a try and grabbed a bag of each vegan offering. They also offer syrups for dipping here, which Disneyland doesn't have either. Come on, Disneyland, what's going on with you? The only vegan one though is strawberry, but something's better than nothing, right? So we decided to give it a try. Like I said, we've always been a huge fan of beignets, and while these are slightly lacking some of the better components of a traditional beignet, like super soft, pillowy fluffiness, these are a bit more thin and airy than that, but they're still pretty good for what they are. I mean, deep fry anything and coat it in sugar and I'll happily scarf it down. We've had these on each of our trips out to Disney World, and my level of enjoyment out of them really depends on my mood. Sometimes they hit the spot, and sometimes they just barely miss the mark.
Yeah, they're alright. They're just not that great. I feel like with some of the recipes, they tend to change other things besides just the animal product out. Like sometimes they'll use like a different type of flour, and that affects the flavor. And I didn't care for them.
Oh, and about those ginger spice ones. Every year the ginger spice and gingerbread stuff starts to roll out, I get excited because, I don't know, something about gingerbread is exciting. But every time I have it, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't really like this that much. Do you guys like gingerbread, ginger spice things? I'm really not that big on it. It smells good, I just feel like it doesn't really taste good. What's that about? I don't know. Anyway, if you're a fan of beignets though, I'd recommend trying them out for sure and judging for yourself, because they are good. Just how good? Really depends. Another place I was really looking forward to returning to satisfy my sweet tooth was another spot that isn't actually in any of the Disney parks, but at Disney Springs, Erin McKenna's Bakery, a fully vegan and fully gluten-free bakery. If you're a vegan with a mega sweet tooth like me, this place is your Disney World. They've got it all. Donuts, cupcakes, cakes, pies, pretty much any pastry, any sweet you could think of. And I usually sample just about everything because I can never remember what my favorites are. And I've got absolutely no problem going through everything all over again to figure it all out every time we come back. And we actually made quite a few trips out to Erin McKenna's on this trip. It had to have been at least 3 or 4, maybe more, because their offerings do slightly vary every now and again, so I for sure wanted to make sure I wasn't missing out on anything. We grabbed so much from here all throughout our visit, and I was hoarding it all back at the hotel, snack attacking it all every single night like some cracked out sugar addict. I'll give you the short, simple, sweet version for now. There was a lot to like, a lot. Some of my standout favorites were the apple pie, the assorted cupcakes, and you can never go wrong with the kitchen sink. It's basically a bunch of their sugary stuff smashed into a carrying cup that is perfect for supplying a sugar rush on the go. I'll get way more in depth about everything we tried from here in our Orlando Sweets Haul video I keep talking about. Trust me, it's on the way. For now, I want to focus on the actual done by Disney desserts, considering this is a Disney Sweets video. But before we get back to that, there is one more sweet treat we tried at Disney Springs. A cookie dough cup from the Cookie Dough and Everything Sweets food truck. There were 2 vegan flavors here. One was a vanilla sugar cookie. We went with the cookies and cream cold brew. And normally it's topped with a couple Oreo thins for Mickey ears, but they topped ours with chocolate coins or something like that, and after asking, it was because they were out of the Oreos, but unfortunately these candy pieces turned out to not be vegan. So they made us a new one without them, which was cool of them. Would you guys have just pulled the chocolate ears out of the first one and eaten that instead of having them go through that? Comment below what you would have done. Just curious how others handle these sorts of things. Anyway, wish we had the crunchy Oreo thins to go along with the cookie dough for the complete super sweet experience, but man oh man was this thing good enough to hit the spot even without them. The coffee taste was very subtle and went really well with the cookies and cream flavor. If you're a fan of cookie dough and if you like either of those flavors, you're gonna love this. We were kind of having a rough night this night, but this thing was so good, it instantly smoothed and soothed us. Happiness in life truly is about the little things. Sometimes you just gotta treat yourself, right? That's about everything we had outside the park, so now let's get back in the parks. Over in Hollywood Studios, we wandered into the Star Wars themed land, Galaxy's Edge. We've been to Disneyland's version quite a few times, both very similar, and both offer these blue and green milk concoctions to slurp down. Sweetness you could drink. We haven't had them back at Disneyland, so we thought it was finally time to try one of those colored milks. Both are fully plant-based, fully vegan options. We opted for the blue milk, which tasted like gummy bears. Yep, liquid gummy bears in a glass. Sounds strange, right? But it was actually pretty good.
The flavor was good, but I just don't like Slurpees, slushies, ices, smoothies. Not a fan.
Thumbs down on that comment. We were told the green milk is more of a citrusy flavor. Maybe we'll give it a go next time around. I just think the price is a bit steep for what you get for these. This will set you back about 8 buckaroos, I think it was. Whew. Well, that's Disney magic you could taste, right? Now there are actual full-on desserts across the parks like slices of cakes, pies, stuff of that sort. But for some reason, a lot of these full-on type of desserts were only available at actual sit-down restaurants. We were never really in the mood to have to sit around through all that. We prefer to just be able to drop in somewhere and start chowing down when we're around the parks. So there's a lot we passed on as far as that goes. But the offerings did sound and look really good. So we'll definitely have to make more time to get around to trying some of those the next time we're out here. But with that being said, that brings us back to Epcot. Here, there's a place called Sunshine Seasons right across from the Soarin' ride where there's a dessert section where they usually have at least one vegan option. And when we went, they had 3. An insanely good looking cupcake loaded with icing, filled with some sort of fruity filling. They also had a creamy looking Oreo mousse shot sort of thing, and a nice little fruit parfait. Sad to say though, as good as these looked, I didn't actually try any of these. I was way too stuffed from all the other food we had that day, and we just never found the time to come back here. Plus I had that whole hotel room full of sweets from all over Orlando I just mentioned that I was nursing every night. But I've heard good things about these options, and I will definitely give them a go and let you know how they are next time we're around. And this brings us back to where our whole vegan Disney World adventure began, back at the Magic Kingdom. Back to have one of our favorite grab-and-go desserts, ice cream. A perfect treat for that Florida heat. They've got chocolate and vanilla vegan options here. They've also got this warm, vegan peanut butter sauce topping that we always get. Sadly, none of the other toppings like the chocolate syrup or the cookies or any of that sort of stuff are vegan. But instead of just being jealous of everyone who was able to have them, I came prepared. Brought our own toppings. A Lenny and Larry's chocolate chip keto cookie has less than half the sugar of their normal cookies while still being way good. And also brought in this JoJo's chocolate bar I think we got from the grocery outlet for like 80 cents or something crazy like that. Score! Now that is a sundae, son.
It was a lot. I like ice cream, but I think I have to be in the mood for it. It was good, but you know me. You have a sweet tooth and I don't.
I'm always like, oh, because the whole thing about sharing, I'm like, okay, which one do you want to get? Let's get this because I don't want to eat it all on my own. And then she'll pick something. I'm like, wow, are you sure you're going to eat some? She's like, yeah. She takes like a bite and then I'm like, it's up to me.
You picked the flavors this time because I told you I wasn't gonna eat much of it. It was good though.
They only have vegan. I mean, they only have vegan. That's it. That's the only option we could have. They only have vanilla or chocolate.
It was good though.
There are other places on Disney property like Beaches and Cream at the Beach Club Resort that offer a wider variety of toppings for their ice creams, like crushed Oreos, marshmallow sauce, stuff like that, which we've been to before. We've had it and it was great. But they were closed this trip. Not to mention, there's just something extremely enjoyable about actually being at Disney World itself in the Magic Kingdom, eating your ice cream on Main Street in front of the castle. It doesn't get much sweeter than that. And man, was this treat sweet. They really load you up on the ice cream and they drown that thing in the peanut butter sauce. Our own toppings just made it all the more sweeter and all the more better. But all good things must come to an end, and sadly, just like our Sunday did, this episode, this two-part vegan Disney World adventure of ours is meeting its end. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed eating everything in it. And again, I mentioned them in the last video, but I have to mention them again because I wouldn't know about any of these awesome options if it weren't for these pages. Vegan Disney World, Vegan Disney Food, and The Happiest Vegan on Earth. They share all the vegan options, fully vegan, and ones that aren't but could be customized to be all around Disney that you may not hear about otherwise. So if you're headed to Disney, head on over to their pages to see everything you could eat on property. As for us, it's time for us to head out. Now, as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you want to know how to use all this vegan fuel to get into super vegan shape, make sure to check out our fitness channel, Zero to Hero Athletics, where we cover gym and home workouts and everything in between for people with gyms and without anything. So make sure to subscribe over there to get started on getting into better shape with whatever you have without any problems. And to get everything strategically structured in full step-by-step training guides, head over to zerotoherotransformation.com to get started and find the right one for you. For all the best ways you could be supersizing and super shredding your superhero physique for the ultimate zero to hero transformation. If you enjoyed this super vegan video, make sure you Hulk smash that like button. Share the video to spread the vegan vibes and help keep the super vegan squad going and growing. Leave some comments below about some of your favorite vegan eats. And again, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future videos. Until next time, Super Squad, go vegan and go well. Peace.